Hello students, the next chapter which we are going to see is the model millionaire. Okay, so by the name itself we can say that the person who is going to be a model he is a millionaire. Okay, so read the lesson and understand the benevolence in the story. Benevolence means kindness. Okay, first as the lover. Okay, so there are some of the uh, qualities which we are going to see in this story. So Hughie Erskine was a very good looking young man. He was liked and admired by both men and women. He never said an unkind word about anyone. But he was not very clever and never had any money with him. Okay, so he was always changing his job and he tried everything. And one time he had worked on the stock exchange, okay, stock market, which has lasted for 6 months. So he worked there for only 6 months. He had been a tea merchant, that is a tea seller, for a little longer time, but soon got tired of selling tea. Okay, so that also he quitted that. Then he tried selling sherry. Sherry means a wine. Instead, but again he failed. At last he gave up trying to work and lived on 200 pounds a year given to him by an old aunt. So an old aunt gave him 200 pounds. Okay, so he was surviving with that money. Now he was in love with a girl called Laura Merton, who was the daughter of a retired colonel. Okay, Laura loved him very much and together they made a handsome couple. Of course neither of them had any money, so they both didn't have any money with them. So the colonel, although he liked Hoogie, would not allow them to get married. Okay, so though he was liked, but he doesn't allow him to get married. Come to me, my boy, when you have got 10,000 pounds of your own, and we will see about it, he would say. So what the colonel said, that if he have 10,000 pounds with him, at that time he may come and he may ask her daughter's hand. Poor Hui, he was very miserable. Okay, so he is very wise. The painter, as a character, what he is going to do. One morning, on his way to see Laura, who he called in to see a friend of his who lived quite near. His friend's name was Alan Trevor, and Trevor was a painter. Okay, so he was a strange man with a red beard. However, he was very clever artist, and many people bought his paintings. So here he is going to see one of his friend, and friend's name was Alan Trevor. When Hui came in, he found Trevor finishing the full size picture of a beggar man. So he was painting a beggar man's picture. The beggar himself was standing on a raised platform in a corner of the room. He was an old man, bent and wrinkled, with a piteous look on his face. Over his shoulder, he had a ragged brown coat. Ragged means teared over the area, and all torn and dirty. His thick boots were patched and well worn, and with one hand he leaned on a rough stick. In the other hand, he held out a hat for money. So he was having one. In one hand, he was holding a stick, and one hand he was having a hat which is raising for money. What a wonderful model, whispered Hui as he shook hands with his friend. So he was saying that he is a wonderful model. A wonderful model? Shouted Trevor at the top of his voice. I should think so. You won't meet a beggar like him every day. So he said that you won't meet a beggar like the person. Poor old man, said Huey. How miserable he looks. Of course, replied Trevor. You don't want a beggar to look happy, do you? So he is asking that. How much does a model get for sitting? Asked Hughie. So he is asking how much he will get. 10 pence an hour. So he says that 10 pence he used to get for an hour. And how much do you get for your picture, Alan? Oh, for this I get 2000 pounds. So he says that he get 2000 pounds for a picture. Well, I think the model should get some part of that, cried Hughie, laughing. He's quite working as hard as you. So he said that the model should get more than your part. Nonsense, nonsense. Why look at all the trouble of putting on the paint and standing up all day? It's not only easy work, I can tell you. Now do stop talking. I am very busy. Smoke a cigarette and keep quiet. So he is saying that it's a full of nonsense and just keep quiet and do a smoking. As a model, After some time, a servant came to tell Trevor that the frame maker wanted to speak to him. Okay, so don't go away, Hughie, he said. As he went out, I will be back in a moment. So he's leaving the room. Who? The Trevor. The old beggar man sat down on a wooden seat that was behind him. He looked so lonely and sad that Hughie could not help feeling sorry for him. He felt in his pockets to see what money he had. All he could find was a sovereign. So he had a sovereign, one sovereign with him. Who? Hughie. Poor man, he thought, he needs it more than I do. And I walked across the room and slipped the sovereign into the beggar's hand. So, what he did, he gave the sovereign which he was having to the beggar. The old man jumped and a faint smile crossed his lips. So, what he did, he jumped with a faint smile. Thank you, sir, he said. Thank you. Then Trevor arrived and Hughie said goodbye and left, feeling a little silly at what he had done. So that night he went to the Palette Club at about 11 o'clock and found Trevor having a drink by himself. So he found his friend drinking at the Palette Club. Okay, at 11 o'clock. Well, Alan, did you get the picture finished all right? He asked as he lit a cigarette. Finished and framed, my boy, answered Trevor. And you might like to know that the old model you saw likes you very much. I had to tell him all about you and you are, where you live, how much you earn, and what you are going to do in the future. So, the model was very much interested on Huey and he just asked all the details of him. My dear Alan, cried Hughie, I shall probably find him at home waiting for me. But of course you are only joking. Poor old thing, I wish I could do something for him. I think it's dreadful that anyone should be miserable. I have got heaps of old clothes at home, that is, bundle of. Do you think he would like any of them? Why? His rags were falling to bits. So he's saying that he has many clothes in his home and he could offer him to wear that. But he looks so wonderful in them, said Trevor. I couldn't paint him in a good suit for anything. However, I will tell him of your offer. And now tell me, how is Laura? So he says that he may convey the message to the old person and is now conveying how is Laura. The old model was quite interested in her. You don't mean to say you talked to him about her too, cried Hughie. Certainly I did. He knows all about the colonel, the lovely Laura, and the 10,000 pounds. So he said that the old model even knows all about this. The next part we are going to see is about the surprise which he is going to hear. You told that the old beggar all about me? Cried Hughie, looking very red and angry. So now Hughie became very angry that Trevor said everything to that old man. My dear boy, said Trevor, smiling, that old beggar, as you call him, is one of the richest men in Europe. He would buy all London tomorrow and never miss the money. So he has a house in every capital city, eats of gold plates, and can prevent Russia going to war when he chooses. What on earth do you mean? Exclaimed Hughie. So now he was very much surprised by hearing the old man's character and what he is.